Hello and welcome to Shahkovic, where today we're going to be looking at another Euro 2016 game in the form of France versus Albania. The game ended 2-0 to the French, but as discussed in my previous video with France against Romania, it wasn't very clear-cut for the French, and you could actually argue that they struggled quite a bit. Let's start with France. Deschamps decided to mix it up a bit, and he decided to bring in Kingsley Coman and Anthony Martial for Antoine Griezmann and Paul Pogba. Now this is a really big call to make because those two players that have been excluded for this game were the type of players that were being hyped up leading up to the Euros, and 9 times out of 10 you'd want them in your starting lineup. Nonetheless, they decided to go with more conventional wingers in the sense that both these players possess a lot of pace and can cross the ball in if needs be. However, it didn't seem to work out, and especially not for Martial, who got subbed off at half-time for Paul Pogba. Olivier Giroud, the starting striker for France, was having a tough time against Albania, and the frustration was building towards the Arsenal man. I spoke about it in my last video, how he was getting a lot of abuse from fans, and I still stand by my statement and defend the striker because it wasn't as bad as it was made out then. However, he didn't have the best of times in front of goal, and his best chance probably came around the 70th minute when he hit the post. He was definitely starting to become more dangerous as the game progressed, and France started to play towards his strengths by crossing the ball in. He's had the second most shots on goal in the European Championship so far, but he was subsequently subbed off. However, N'Golo Kante was brilliant once more and had some pretty decent stats this game, and so was Dimitri Payet, of course, starting in his preferred number 10 role this time. He also managed to bag a goal and is now joint top scorer in the Euros 2016. Albania really did push France all the way. However, the breakthrough did come for France in the form of Antoine Griezmann, who was subbed on for Kingsley Coman. From a great Adarami cross, he managed to get a header in around the 90th minute or so, France leaving it late once again. France's lead was then doubled as Albania looked to push on to get a goal back. However, Pogba had a brilliant pass all the way to Gignac, from which Payet then managed to get the ball, slot home, and made it 2-0. The West Ham man has easily been player of the tournament so far, with 2 goals, making him joint top goal scorer, as well as creating 14 chances so far, which is the most, by the way. For all the good that France did do and the subsequent result in the end, they were far from convincing. They didn't even manage to create a chance in the opening 30 minutes of the game, and they did leave it till late on again to get the breakthrough. Some of the big names, as I've mentioned previously, such as Pogba, Griezmann, they have failed to turn up in recent times. Griezmann did manage to get the goal, but Pogba was again a frustrated figure, didn't get going for him. Let's talk a bit about Albania now, because they were absolutely fantastic, and I think it was fair to say they shocked quite a few people. They had a lot of chances of their own, notably in the 50th minute where they hit the post and were seriously unlucky not to score. A lot of people didn't give them a chance, but they proved that they can compete against many sides in this tournament with their strong organisation and defensive stability. It was seriously unfortunate for them how the game ended, considering how well they had done all game. However, that's been France's story so far at the Euros. They've got that quality that separates them from many other sides, and their depth is phenomenal considering they can bring on Griezmann and Pogba from their bench. And that was the difference in the end. When Griezmann came on, he's opened the scoring, and then Payet doubled the lead. Overall, it was a great game of football, and it was really hard to call who would win the game, which made it a very, very good spectacle. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below as always, and be sure to follow me on my social media, especially Twitter, so you can keep up to date with what games I'm going to be making videos on and what I'm up to. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.